And on this side, you have Cristiano Ronaldo, who apart from having the really good luck, is actually a very skilled player.
Now he's actually
He's
chasing
known
the
to be.
record. So welcome back everyone to Pod 3 We are back and this time we are previewing the round of 16 ties from the Euro. So we have with us Shikhar, Abhinav and Vishnu. So before going ahead, I would like to remind you all that we have a competition in our group. So the rules have been posted in our group. So it is a fantasy and predictor competition and we have some attractive prizes. So do check out the group and the link is in the description. So going ahead with the first match we have here is Wales versus Denmark. So Wales have qualified courtesy Gareth Bale masterclass and Denmark with an
Mhm.
amazing recovery after what happened to Christian Eriksen. So what do you think about this match? Who do you think will progress?
In my opinion, मुझे लगता है कि डेनमार्क आगे जानी चाहिए इस वाले मैच के अंदर
Just because
बिकॉज
of the
नॉट
Eriksen
ओनली
factor.
हाँ मतलब ऑब्वियसली एक नहीं एरिक्सन फैक्टर तो ऑब्वियसली काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है जो उनको ऑब्वियसली काफी सपोर्ट दे रहा है पीछे से बट जो उनका लास्ट गेम था अपने ग्रुप का जिसमें वो बेसिकली जीडी के बेसिस पे आगे गए थे एंड दे वर प्रोबब्ली द लास्ट वन इन देयर ग्रुप बिफोर दैट मैच एंड उसके बाद ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जिनका गोल डिफरेंस था उन्होंने चार गोल मारे थे फाइनल मिनट्स में तो मेरे ख्याल से दे हैव द मोमेंटम बिसाइड देम एंड वेल्स मैंने ज्यादा फॉलो नहीं करा है बट अकॉर्डिंग टू व्हाट हैव रेड और जो मैंने मतलब मैच रिपोर्ट्स वगैरह पढ़ी है बेल इज द वन कैरिंग द टीम सो प्रोबब्ली दिस इज द मोमेंट they should bow out of the program of the whole tournament.
So any other
Also,
thoughts?
Braithwaite is in great form, and we all know how great the guy is.
Good
So
weight.
anyone going with Wales or
Obviously.
do you agree with what Shikhar said? So all on Denmark.
I completely agree with Shikhar. I think he's absolutely right with respect to the players Denmark has, and like the lack of depth in Wales is like clearly visible. I don't think there could be any other winner over here.
So Abhinav, same thoughts or something different?
Yeah, sir, totally. Because Bale has been carrying Wales for this whole Euro competition, and in Denmark there are certain players which are being performing very well. Goat weight. I totally
Good.
count on him to hit some
नॉट
more
ओनली
goals.
जोक पार्ट भी एकदम हटा के एंड व्हाटएवर हम कैसा रिगार्ड करते हैं सच में ब्रेथवेट काफी अच्छा खेल रहा है भाई इस टूर्नामेंट
हाँ, ब्रेथवेट काफी अच्छा
काफी
खेल रहा है।
good.
बादशाह में भी ऐसा नहीं था कि वो मतलब खराब खेल रहा था, अब वो अपने स्टैंडर्ड्स के हिसाब से बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है ये सीजन।
obviously
So moving on to the next match. So we have Italy versus Austria, which has been regarded as the most one-sided match in round of 16. So anybody really thinks that Austria can cause an upset or is it Italy all the way?
I would personally say कि it's Italy all the way to the glory but yeah never mind but Austria should give a good competition in my opinion. They were not that bad. As much people should not write them off. The most one-sided match in the round of 16. I don't think so. That's the case here. But yeah, probably Italy should go forward, in my opinion. Easily.
Italy has been playing the best football since since a long time. 16 matches unbeaten, and I totally count on Italy for that. And they are playing beautiful football as well. To be precise, they are also playing a beautiful. Yeah, unlike Italy, they don't. They are not famous for that. Spain is actually famous for beautiful football, and
that's a Mancini effect.
Yeah, and so I could totally count on Italy to move ahead in this match, unless Austria pull off a shocker.
Yeah, coming to that point, I don't expect a shocker from Austria as well because if you compare the squads, I see that Italy has a very good attack. Italy's midfield is also really, really good with players like Jorginho, and Italy's defense has always been famous, as you guys have already said.
Yeah.
But for Austria, there's only the defense. There's only David Alaba, which I can think of, can like provide some magic. So Italy all the way.
So now
By the way, Austria itself has some मतलब काफी अच्छी स्क्वाड है उनकी, मतलब अगर देखा they have Konrad Leimer and Sabit Zerbi उनके पास, and striker we
Marcel
have that
Sabitzer.
Zlatan region of Arnautovic obviously. So मतलब है अच्छी स्क्वाड, तो अच्छी है, लेकिन पता नहीं,
इटली पूरी
सॉर्ट
तरह
ऑफ एकदम,
बैलेंस कर देती है ना, आउट
हाँ
परफॉर्म कर
इटली
देती है, सॉरी, यस।
इटली का काफी बैलेंस्ड गेम है इस बार, एंड ऑब्वियसली होना भी चाहिए, मैंसिनी इज नोन फॉर दैट, but Austria is
एग्जैक्टली।
one of those teams like Turkey who are underperforming themselves right now.
So moving on to the next match, this one would probably interest Barcelona fans more. So this is Netherlands versus Czech Republic. So you have Frankie De Jong bowling in midfield and new Barcelona forward obviously Memphis Depay bowling in the forward position,
King,
and something that
फॉरवर्ड।
would be make Barcelona fans happy, and that is Gini Wijnaldum being the top scorer for them. So thoughts on Netherlands
obviously.
versus Czech Republic?
Oof. Oof.
We
Check.
cannot technically say that it's like it won't be one-sided, that's for sure. But
Obviously.
yeah, like Netherlands, the way they have gone through the group stage, I don't think it was like so convincing that they can clearly, like, we can pick clearly winners, like clear winners over here. So like, as like my metric to compare that both the teams would be again the squad depth, and as you said, like Memphis Depay, Wijnaldum,
Pick has
there's
been
Frankie De
good
Jong,
for
and
Czech
even in the
Republic.
What
defense.
what
Patrick?
I think about Netherlands is that once that golden generation of Van Persie, Schneider, and Robin retired, this is the first time I've seen this team clicking together like a team, and that's a very good it shows a good image of the team, and they are playing some beautiful football as well. uh, अपना ग्रुप भी काफी अच्छी तरह उन्होंने जीता, so yeah, I think it should be an easy match for Netherlands, unless and until Czech causes some problems with Czech has been here and there in the box, he can score.
So Abhinav?
Yeah, I will totally count on Netherlands for this because their midfield has been dominating every match they have been playing, and Gini Wijnaldum is in great form. Frankie is also playing very well, and their strikers are also Depay. Depay is in the form of his life, and totally Netherlands should have a easy match, but you never know. It's a round of 16 or a knockout match. You never know what we can have, what fun we can have in Euros.
True.
So now is the match that has the potential to split finally, and that is Belgium versus Portugal. So Belgium are obviously spearheaded by Romelu Lukaku, who has been coming off an MVP season, and they also have De Bruyne and Hazard, who have been linking up very well. Not with a
Mm-hmm.
not so solid defense like previously, and they are up against Portugal, who qualified on their last match, but when last time they finished third, they went on to win the competition. And obviously, they have some firepower with Jota, Cristiano, Bernardo Silva, and Bruno Fernandes. So, thoughts on this match?
This has to be the the main selling point of round of 16 of this year's Euro. Sorry, and very confusing for me. It's really confusing seeing the both squad are full filled with firepower, as you said. They have plenty of attackers, though one can argue that Belgium has a less subpar defense in comparison to Portugal. But this has to be a confusing one. Honestly, I
So,
can't decide on one right now.
so you're expecting something like extra time or penalties in this?
Maybe or maybe not. It can be on extremes. It can go on till the end in the extra time or the penalties, or it can be a goal fest. That both team have potential of doing both. So yeah, I can't decide. I probably can't have a prediction on this match. Though, if personally I would love a team to go forward, it will be Belgium. Obviously, they deserve. But Portugal, they are the reigning champions. They have their own, the motivation from last time. So yeah, tough task.
So, Vishwat and Abhinav?
So I would like to differ based on the prediction, I think Portugal is going to advance over here. Both the teams have really great players who can really, like, you can count on these players during the clutch situations. They have Kevin De Bruyne, who came on as a sub and still he was able to change the whole course of the game. And on this side, you have Cristiano Ronaldo, who, apart from having the really good luck, is actually a very skilled player.
Now he's actually
He's
chasing
known
the
to be
record. He's already on 109. So he
That
would be
that luck part though.
exactly. So he's that kind of a player who actually he's lucky and he doesn't need to count on luck. He's the person who can turn up in situations when they need him the most, and I think he will take this team all the way through. So I think Portugal will be advancing, although the scoreline will be very close. And some I'm expecting something like a 3-2 scoreline, 4-3 scoreline, something like this.
so Abhinav.
It will be house scoring. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a scoring game, but I guess Portugal will score more goals and advance through to the quarters because they have a very good defense. Ruben Diaz and Pepe are like just the best they are having right now, and there are only a few defenses which are better than Portugal, and they have a very good attack. Of course, Cristiano is there, and he's on 109, and he would probably score 1-1-1, I guess. Two goals in that game. I'm uh, seeing from Cristiano, and yeah, he has that luck factor. He gets penalties. Bruno and they. So I would prefer Portugal, but Belgium being dark horses in this have always been dark horses. So
Despite being
you
the
can't.
first team ranked in the world.
Yeah, they can do anything. Like Lukaku is having the best season so far, even for Inter Milan. He and Lautaro Martinez for Inter, and here he De Bruyne, as Shika mentioned. Yeah,
Even Eden
so
Hazard.
yeah, even Hazard has been performing very well after such a long injury spell at Madrid. He has been performing in this Euros, and he wants to perform for Real as well because few days ago he gave a statement about this too, that he wants to perform at Real as well at the same level which he has been performing. So I would count on Ruben Diaz and Pepe to sideline these threads because they have been good so far, and Portugal are for me are going as well.
Like, one thing, do you notice that like in Portugal, people thought that they will be counting on Bernardo Silva or Bruno Fernandes or even Joao Cancelo, although he's injured. But the actual players who are making a difference over here are those who are not really that well known, like Renato Sanchez
Ah,
and even
that's Sanchez, man.
yeah, Danilo and like
Yeah,
Danilo.
Danilo as well.
Yeah, so these players are somewhat underrated in my opinion, and I think at this point of time, like in knockout stages, they will turn up.
So the next match we'll be going ahead with is Croatia versus Spain, and this would again split opinion. So Croatia started off slow, but really picked up in last match, and Luka Modric finally delivered a big performance. And for Spain, it was
Hmm.
the same case again, two dull matches, and they exploded into life with a very pretty convincing win, scoring a lot of goals. So where do you think this one is going?
Actually, Spain are certainly lacking in some areas right now, and it is quite visible. They are lacking in the number 9 position, and it is quite visible. I've said earlier that Spain is probably playing one of the most fluid football currently in Euros. People might disagree, people might agree. Maybe Netherlands is on par, but that final touch and that final, I've been crying about this since my Barca days and the Spain days now. But the final touch and the finisher profile is lacking currently in the Spanish team. Morata, should I even speak something about him? All right, I don't think we need. I don't think we need that. But yeah, Morata needs to step up. Unless he does, I think Spain are destined to knock out at this stage or maybe next stage. I personally don't think they will get knocked out right now. Though Croatia are a great team, obviously they were the finalists in 2018 World Cup, but even they are having a rough patch right now. And yeah, it's like the an underperforming great versus an underperforming great. And with Spain problems quite visible, Croatia will probably capitalize on that. And maybe, but as far as my personal opinion is considered, I think Spain is going forward because yeah, they have the quality better than Croatia in their team, apart from a certain area, obviously.
So even I think like Spain is going forward, and not because like yeah, as he said, both of them are really good teams which are underperforming, but because Spain is underperforming, I think this is the time when they will kind of be like a reckoning period for them. Like for example, Germany, as you saw, they were going through a really rough patch before that game against Portugal, and that was the time when they really thought that things need to change and people were more clinical, people were more like they were converting the chances. And the same thing I think like it will be the same for like Alvaro Morata. And like that guy is a professional. I am a Spain fan for the Euros, and you guys know how much I have criticized Morata, but I think for
Hmm.
this game it will be high time that like he will be back. He needs to be back, and he will be someone who will make a difference. The way Spain stepped up against Slovakia in the last game, I think they have really good quality players, and I really like the way they
Hmm.
play. Like they always have the possession, and even if they lose the ball near the final third, they quickly retrieve it back. All they were lacking was clinicality, and how I just described how Morata will be stepping up, I think that will make a difference, and Spain will actually go through.
So for
It should
Abhinav,
be comfortable in my opinion.
I'd like to
Vuela.
a question for you. So Sergio Busquets returned for the last match and that paid rich dividends and he won the man of the match. So how do you think Busquets can change Spain's fortunes in this term?
Yeah, Busquets, like he is a player whom I admire a lot after Iniesta and Xavi left for Barcelona in the midfield for Barcelona. And he's one of those players who can just pick up a pass out of nowhere and pick out a player. And he actually knows about three passes ahead. We will think about two passes ahead or one pass ahead after which the wherever the ball will go, but he thinks about the third pass where the final ball will be delivered, and then he proves a lot to the team, and he has been in the second of the season he has been very great. It has been a redemption season for him at Barca as well. He has been a great midfielder, and along with him, I would like to mention his partnership with Pedri. He has been
Hmm.
great. Actually, that partnership has been great, and Pedri was involved in three of those
3 of 5 goals.
goals against three of the five goals against Slovakia. And
True.
yeah, Jordi Alba is also there, who is having the form of his life as well, attackingly, offensively,
Hmm.
which I would say. And maybe Spain are going through on this on the in this thing, because Luka Modric is getting old, and he's just like he's just aging, and with age certain things slow down, and he's slowing down a bit as well. And
Though we should
yeah,
not write him off
yeah,
anytime.
we should. I am not
We can
writing
show
him
him. We
off,
can show
but
him that.
yeah, I am not writing him off, but I
Scotland
am
made
sure.
that mistake.
Obviously.
I don't think Croatia would win this, because Croatian team in the 2018 World Cup was quite different from the team they have now.
So now we have got another match which is France versus Switzerland. So this is the world champions are facing underdogs. So many fancied the world champions to go all the ways in Euros too, but they have disappointed up until now with Kylian Mbappe scoring
Hmm.
0 goals. So do you think France will pick up right now?
Against Switzerland, I think even individual brilliance can win France, but France, like before the tournament started, it was already written off that France are the clear favorites, but they clearly aren't playing like that. One can totally agree to me, I guess.
Huh.
Uh, they aren't gelling like they used to do back in 2018 or even after that. Uh, I think it's an easy one. France will go through, even on the basis of individual brilliance as well. Even a goal here and there from Benzema or maybe Mbappe or maybe Griezmann. can see them off this tie. But their favorite stag is certainly in some jeopardy right now.
So, Vishrut and Abhinav, anything you would like to add?
Yeah, as Shikhar mentioned, they have a lot of problems, and yeah, the chemistry isn't right. But even though that is there, they have enough firepower to go through against, their opposition right now. I don't see any way that France won't progress at least this stage. France definitely their favorites title is almost gone by this time, but I think there it's an easy pick for this one. It's France.
So, Abhinav?
I would like to say that Italy are the clear favorites right now, because today I posted a post in our group PZ,
Hmm.
Pugzy Bus, and there were people who were taking Italy to the glory as well. So Italy are the clear favorites right now, and I also personally think, because Italy has been playing like a very dominating football as well, and I see France over here. France is going ahead from this round, and yeah, Switzerland can't stop France as well. So that will be all from my side.
So now moving on to another game which might split opinion. So this is England versus Germany. So they have been rated up as rivals. So England haven't won against Germany since they won in 1966 final in tournament, that is. And Germany are coming off from a struggle in their last match against Hungary. So where do you think this one's heading?
Um,
Ooh.
firstly, I would like to start with what I don't understand throughout this group stage. What exactly does Southgate want to achieve with the kind of players that he have and the kind of tactics that he can potentially use? Yeah, I don't think he's utilizing the players to the full potential that he can. So in this match, I think Germans are clear win. According to me, Germany will go through, and they have really great squad depth in Germany. Like if you replace Joshua Kimmich, you have sorry, if you sorry, the name slipped out. Leon Goretzka. I am really sorry for that. And
Hmm.
yeah, if you replace Joshua Kimmich, you have Goretzka, you have Muller who will be fit by that time. You will have really great fullbacks like Gosens. And the way they performed against Portugal, I think if Southgate doesn't get his thing sorted out well, Germany should be progressing at least with a difference of 2 goals, in my opinion. They can easily outscore England, and I don't have a lot of confidence in England's defense as much as I have in their potential attack. So, in my opinion, it should be Germany.
I think as much slack as Southgate receiving right now, if I was in Southgate's place, I would be too confused right now seeing my squad, because one can say that he has an attack of he has Sterling, he has Rashford, he has Kane, he has Sancho as well. But this is the only time the international teams basically they assemble together for a short period of time before a tournament or any kind of friendly started. And if he has such firepower in front for him, he doesn't it takes time to find out your best combination of attacks. वन कैन से कि इस मैच स्टर्लिंग काम नहीं किया कि ग्रिलिश को क्यों स्टार्ट नहीं कराया. वन कैन से कि इस मैच में अगर केन अगर फुली फिट नहीं है तो रैशफोर्ड क्यों स्टार्ट नहीं कर रहा है. यू ऑल द पर्सन वाचिंग द पंडिट्स the spectators, the fan will always have some scrutiny regarding the team selection. But I think Southgate confused है probably अपने attacking options को लेके. Midfield काफी sorted है उनकी. Uh, but the thing is, Southgate going with strengthening from the back, starting from defense and then moving to attack, is the same propaganda he used in 2018 World Cup, and we clearly saw that the thing worked. They they have gone to the semi-finals, and that was the best they could have done. And so I think he has that clear plan decided before that, beforehand in his mind. But nevertheless, that's a whole story regarding England, you can say right now. But Germany will surely go forward from here. They have a well drilled team, and like always, their fullbacks are working quite hard. They're working quite fine. Their midfield can finish. Their midfield can win duels in the middle of the park. So yeah, Germany should go forward in my opinion.
And Abhinav?
One thing
At
I would like
at
to, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we should go on.
I never.
So yeah, one thing I want. Sure, I'll be quick. What I would like to say is that there's a difference between European teams and South American teams. Is that before coming into such tournaments like Euros, they already have a lot of like Euro qualifiers. They have UEFA Nations League and a lot of friendlies to like figure out what is an ideal squad and what should be the ideal tactics for a team. So like this doesn't make sense at all that Southgate is confused that he has a lot of players and whom to use and whom not to use because he had a lot of time to prepare. I would rather blame him wholeheartedly because he clearly did not do his homework well. Yeah, that's over to
अभी
you.
ना बोल जाती 3 मिनट एक और मैच कवर कर.
तो वैसे
Yeah, I
इंग्लैंड का
would
मैच है,
like to say
मैं सहसुदी से पूछना चाहूंगा पहले.
टाइम होता
इंग्लैंड
तो
का
मैं
मैच
भी
है,
बोलता.
सहसुदी भी बताएगा.
टाइम होता मैं भी बोलता लेकिन मेरे को मिला नहीं था. बोला बिना.
मैं बोल रहा था कि जर्मन डिफेंस हैज बीन very fragile in these Euros. Hungary can score two, then with this firepower, England can score even more. That is the only point I am arguing for England. Otherwise, Germany are the clear favorites for this one as well.
So let's see. Hopefully England can cause an upset. Although I'm not so optimistic. So moving on to the last match, which is Sweden versus Ukraine. So this is two underdogs which are facing one another. So they have been impressive in parts in this tournament. So who do you think will progress?
Swedes.
Same Swedes.
Damn,
I guess-
nothing more to say.
I guess Sweden will go through because I don't know. I have a gut feeling something like that Sweden will go through this one.
So that
Although
we
I
all
thought-
saw the Forsberg masterclass last game week. So
Yeah, versus Poland.
yeah,
yes.
but the kind of attack and like Zinchenko and other players in Ukraine, I don't think it'll be an easy pick over here. Both are underdogs, and I'm guilty of not watching both their games that closely. So I don't know. I won't pick Sweden out and out clear, but I think it will be a tough match to decide. But
though
I would
under
as
under
others are
Shevchenko,
like choosing
Ukraine are
Sweden
playing
out
their
over
best football
Ukraine.
right now. Under Shevchenko, Ukraine are playing their best football.
Yeah, so that is why I would rather pick Ukraine instead of straight and out picking Sweden.
No, I watched a game in which Alexander Isak, I guess he was performing very well.
Yeah,
that match.
against Spain.
He performed
Yeah,
against
against
Spain as
Spain.
well, right?
He had a really good
that
chance.
was,
Exactly.
he had really good chances, but that is the reason I see Sweden going all through this game.
So
Isak is a really good number 9 guy. He's too athletic for his physique and for his profile.
So before rounding off, I would like one prediction from each one of you, one wildcard prediction from all 8 games, which you think would happen, like Cristiano breaking the record or something like that.
Okay.
Wildcard.
I already predicted Cristiano 1-1-1.
Okay, so Abhinav's done. So Vishnu then Shikhar.
Anything wildcard this time?
I think like this seems pretty lackluster. Like the knockout stages. I don't think will be something has a lot of potential for a wild card. But okay, if we had to do it, I'd rather backtrack on Netherlands versus Czech Republic.
And I would say a different thing कि जैसा मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ कि पोर्चुगल एंड बेल्जियम एंड जो स्टार मैचेस है ना मेरे को लगता है they are going to be the most boring ones in the round of 16 and the one involving underdogs are going to be the most massive ones, good to watch. That's what I'm going to good to watch.
So we are done with yet another episode of podcast. So let's see how these predictions work out. Thank you all to the panelists for joining us, and thank you for the viewers for watching.
Do join our Facebook group. Link will be in the
like and subscribe to our channel.
Soon. Help us reach 5K soon.
Remember, we have a competition going on. Do register.